All right. So we can start by taking a comfortable seat on the floor in a chair and just settle in. Feel the weight of your sitting bones. Feel your spine rising, your head up above your spine. Close your eyes. Feel your breath coming inside. Feel the gentle expansion on the inhale, the contraction on the exhale. Belly expands, diaphragm pulls down on the inhale. On the exhale, belly contracts, pelvic floor and diaphragm come up. Just gently feeling your breath, breathing through your nose if you can, coming inside. And draw your hands in front of your heart, and we'll begin with the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart. Lift your eyes, open your eyes, and we can begin. Just do some gentle shoulder rolls, big shoulder rolls. Inhale up. Exhale, let your shoulders slide down the back. Just starting to get things juiced up. Bring the shoulders up. Them slide down the back. Head extends up over your spine, really tall, like there's a string pulling your head up. And then exhale your head to one side and inhale back. Not forcing, just going as far as there's no pain or strain. Exhale to one side and inhale back. Gently lubricating your neck. Back to center. Let's do a side stretch. So take your right arm down and lift your left arm, root down. Exhale to the side and breathe into your whole left side. Stretch your ribs open with your breath. Breathing through your nose if you can. Inhale back up. Line up. Nice long spine, long neck. Inhale. Left arm up. Exhale. I'm sorry, the right arm up. The opposite arm up. Exhale. Breathe into your side. Inhale back up. And then let's get ready to stand. So if you're wearing socks or shoes and you can take them off, that's a good thing, or not if it doesn't work for you. But it's really good to connect with the earth. Okay. So let's stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your feet, the four corners of your feet behind the big toe. Press down, press the inner heel in, out behind the baby toe and the outer heel. Your hips, knees, bottom of the second toe all lined up, and then root down and just see if you can like stand up taller because you're rooting down so well. Draw the shoulders up and back. Head not forward, but right up over your spine. And then take your arms, your hands to your shoulders, and inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, root down and stretch open. Exhale, elbows together. So the more your feet are active and your root, the easier it is to open up on top. And the last one, let's hold it open. So feel your feet rooting down and stretch up through your heart. Draw the elbows back. No pain though. And the head is just an extension of your spine. And release. Okay, then let's keep adding to that. So we're gonna inhale the arm, exhale the arms back, inhale up, exhale. You can add a little knee action. Inhale, maybe on the toes, exhale back. And only going as far as there's no pain in your joints. It's warming up all the joints. And back down. And then we can do our Utkatasana chair pose. So start with your hands on your waist. Take a nice breath, line up, and then start reaching back like for that chair that's just out of reach. Knees behind the ankles, weight in your heels, and you can experiment with different arm positions. Arms back, big open heart. This is more challenging, or you could do it out to the side, arms out to the side, or arms above, and back up. Okay. Then let's do the knee to nose pose. So we're all going to do this with the chair first, standing, and then those of you who don't get on the floor will continue doing this, and the rest of us will go to the floor. So again, line up, take a breath, line your whole spine up, and then we're going to inhale the right leg back, exhale, knee up towards the nose, and inhale. And then on the floor, we're going to add something to, on the floor, we try to balance. So on the chair, when you stand, we can take the right leg back, hold on to the chair, and lift the left arm up. And if you're feeling steady, you can experiment with your balance. Whoa, it's an experiment. Breathing long, up and down your spine for balance, and back. And take a breath. So now we'll take the left foot back. Breathe up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee to nose. And hold the left foot back. Reach the right arm up. And just, you may or may not want to experiment with your balance, but use that breath up and down the midline. And come back. Okay, and then when we do it on the floor, people go back into child's pose. When you want the stretch at the chair, we do a version of down dog. So bend your knees and really stretch back far. It's all about Stretching your spine, ears between the arms, and then come back up. Okay, so you can continue doing that at the chair, and we'll do another version of that on the mat. So getting down on the mat, palms underneath the shoulders, weight in your fingers and the knuckles of your fingers, knees under your hips, and we're going to take the right leg back. Exhale, bring it into your nose, and inhale back. You can raise it or not. Exhale in, and inhale, and exhale. Inhale back. Balance your feet on the floor first. Inhale the left arm up, and if you want, you can lift the back leg. Again, using your breath, drawing to the midline, extending up and down the midline, and just experimenting with your balance. And back. And then we can go back into child's pose or down dog if you're standing. Come back up to all fours. Now we're going to inhale, take the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale in. And now, left leg back, toes on the floor for balance. Really line up to the midline. Take your right arm forward, left leg back. Just breathe. Hugging to the midline. And back to all fours. And back either to down dog or child's pose. Child's pose, the knees are apart, the toes are together. Head between your arms. And inhale back up. Okay, so those of you who are experienced yogis and can do sun salutations on the mat, you can do them on the mat. But the rest of us are going to go to the chair for doing the sun salutations because they really work there as well. So make sure your chair is on the mat and not going to slip. And so we're going to line up first. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back to your heart. And inhale, rooting down and lifting up. Exhale. Inhale, open. This time we're going to exhale forward. Step your right leg back into lunge, bend the left knee, pull your heart forward. Let's take a couple of breaths. Lift your back leg is straight and strong. And now we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Feet under the hips. Bend your knees a little bit to get a really nice stretch in your spine. And then straighten and come forward to plank. Draw your shoulders onto the back. And then lift your heart up, head up to a little cobra. And exhale back into downward facing dog. And bring your left foot forward, right leg back and lunge. Draw your heart forward, draw your shoulders onto the back. Really extend through that back heel. Whole leg is active. And step Let's step back into downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Lift into cobra. Exhale back. And then step forward. We'll do that 2 more times. Standing tall. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale over. Right leg back into lunge. Lift your heart. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Draw your heart forward. Draw your head up. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot forward. Stretch to a lunge. Oh, I think opposite legs for your lunge there. Right foot forward, left leg back. Step back into downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Inhale up into cobra. Exhale back. And step forward. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale over. Last time, we bend the left knee, take the right leg back, stretch open. Do a lunge. Step back into downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Inhale. Heart open, cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Bring your left foot forward. Right leg back into lunge. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Up into cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Step forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back to your heart. Again. One last time. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. And then just stand up tall. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your hands pressing into each other. Feel your head lifting over your spine. Feel your breath. Really feel your feet rooting into the earth so you can rise. And release. Okay. Let's do our standing poses. So Warrior 2, you take your feet wide, turn your right toes out, left toes turn in a little bit. Then we're gonna bend the front knee. And you can draw your arms up and out. Exhale, inhale up. Exhale, make sure your knee is tracking straight forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Stretch open. Draw your arms to the back of the shoulder socket. Extend out through your fingers. Feel your breath. And when your breath starts to get ragged, your head starts to get hot, you come out of the pose. Straighten the front knee. Bring the feet parallel. Come back. And just take a breath. And then we'll do the other side. So take your feet wide. Take your left toes forward. Back foot instep intersects the line with the front heel. I'm going to exhale the knee down. Inhale back up. Draw the shoulders up and back. Extend your arms. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. And now we're going to hold it. Exhale the front knee down. Stretch your arms open. Look out over your front fingers. Feel your feet on the earth. Feel your breath. Feel your arms supported by your shoulder blades. And straighten the front knee. Bring your feet parallel. Come back. Okay. And now we'll do triangle pose that builds on Warrior Two. So your hips are facing the side of your mat. Take your feet wide. Again, turn your right toes out. Left toes are coming in at an angle. This time, oh, I need a chair, maybe. So root through your feet, draw up through your heart. Don't lock your knees, but really root into the earth. Let's just lengthen by stretching our arms overhead, taking your arms out, and then pulling back with your left hip and stretching both sides of your torso long. Stretch into triangle pose. If that doesn't feel good on your shoulder, just keep your arm at your hand at your waist. Stretching in all directions. You can look up at your hand, down at your feet, depending on how your neck feels. Root into the earth so you can stretch open through your arms. And inhale back up. And bring your feet together. And we'll step wide for the other side. Turn your toes to the end. Right toes in at an angle. Breathe up tall. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms out. Pull your hip back. Stretch open, either to your leg or to the chair. Root through your feet so you can really stretch open through your heart. Inhale back up. Parallel the feet. Bring them together. Okay. Then we want to do our balance pose, tree pose. And I have another option for tree pose today. If you have access to a wall, this is another way to use the wall as a prop and to make it so that you can focus on where you are in space as opposed to worrying so much about falling. So, so get relatively close to the wall, if you have a wall, or else you can do it the way we always do it. And root down, draw the head up over your spine. So you're going to root through your right leg, draw your left foot to the ankle. And you're going to have to experiment with how far you need to be. But if you just keep your knee into the wall, sometimes I can really give you, a better sense of where you are in space. You need a little more space if you're going to go to the shin. Just root down through your right foot, rise up through your heart, experiment with your arms, root through your foot, stretch open with your arms. And wherever your arms are comfortable, they could be in cactus or up or on your waist. But this lets you focus on your feet. Your toes should be spread, not clenched, rooting into the earth and stretching open. And bring your hands down and your knee forward and shake it off. And then the other side, however you like to do tree, but I'm gonna do it with the wall here. So the first step is always to just get centered. Shake off the last side, whatever happened. Feel your breath. Feel the four corners of your feet rooting down so that your heart can open. Your head can float right up over the top of your spine. And then start with toes on the floor, knee to the wall, or foot to your shin, knee to the wall. And then just really feel yourself rooting down and opening. And then you can experiment with the arms, whichever works for you. Try to get your head right up over your spine. And feel your breath up and down the midline. You can find a soft focal point. Eyes are soft. It stresses your internal system if your eyes are like really working hard. And then bring your arms down, your knee forward, and shake it off. So that using the assistance, you get all the benefits of strengthening your legs and working on your balance. So it's really about what you can learn from these balance poses as opposed to the final pose. Okay, so let's do Warrior One. So your hips are facing the front of your mat, and you bend your right knee and take your left foot out and to the side. So your feet are in parallel tracks. Your hips are forward. I'm gonna exhale the front knee down. If you need to take a wider stance if it's going over your ankle. Inhale up. Exhale, knee straight forward. Inhale up. Let's exhale. Inhale. And then exhale the knee down. Inhale the arms up in whatever position is comfortable for you. If you can extend them, that's good. Or you can do cactus, feels really good. Really press through the back foot. Stretch up through your heart. Draw your right hip back and your left hip forward, trying to keep them even. It's a real negotiation. And then step forward and take a breath. And so we'll do the other side. So you bend your left knee, take your right foot back. Gonna exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale with the arms. And then we're going to hold it. Root through the back foot. Stretch up through your heart. If your back is at all crunchy, just make a nice long straight line with your back leg and your spine. Don't want to crunch the lower back. Press through the back foot and rise and release and come forward. And let's just stand for a moment and let's see what that pose did for us. So root through your feet, draw your hands in front of your heart, press your hands into each other. Let your head rise above your spine. And just feel inside. Close your eyes if you feel stable. And release. Okay. Oh, one more balance pose, Warrior 3, that built off of Warrior 1. So again, you can use the wall if you have it for Warrior 3, the wall or the chair. So we get into Warrior 1. Excuse me. Okay, no mute button for the kitchen. Okay, so we're going to do Warrior 3 at the wall. So if you have a wall, or you can definitely use a chair. So bend your front knee, take your left foot back. We're gonna inhale, exhale, inhale up, and then you can hold on to the wall and stretch back into Warrior 1, or Warrior 3. Take your hands back, stretch forward, and come back up. So, if you have enough room to really press into the wall, you can get a nice stretch doing that. And then the other side, left foot forward, right leg back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and then press off the back foot and stretch open. Get more room. And wherever your foot is fine. Try to keep that standing leg right underneath your hip. And come forward. There. And now we can start heading toward the mat if you're getting on the floor or in the chair. So if you're, oh, sorry, we forgot Salabhasana. So if you're getting onto the mat, get onto the mat on your belly. And if you're, let's try this cobra pose, just stretching open. If you're standing, you can do this in the chair or on the mat, just stretching your heart open, rooting through your feet. So nice little upper back bend. So if you're on the floor, on your belly, head facing down, draw the shoulders up and back. Inhale up, inhale the arms up, and if it feels good, inhale the legs up and breathe, but no crunching in the back. So see if you can use your core muscles to support your lower back, drawing everything in and up, or just bring your legs down. And then release. You can make a pillow for your head, take your hips side to side. And we'll do that one more time. So forehead on the mat. Inhale the shoulders up and back. Inhale up. Your legs are really active. If you want, you can lift your back legs and breathe. And release. And if you're standing, you can do down dog to stretch out your back. You can do child's pose. And if you're going to stay on the mat, you can get on your side and roll over to your back. You do a hip stretch. Version of pigeon. So in the chair, we're going to line up, knees, hips, toes parallel. On the floor, you're going to bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and then draw your right knee in. Breathe into that. And release, and bring your left knee in. Release. And then take your right knee in, and you can cross your ankle over your knee, whether you're seated or on the ground. If that's too much, just makes it less of an angle. And then you can, if you're on the floor, you can draw your hands underneath your thigh and stretch your knee away from you. Either case, draw your toes apart and back. Stretch into that hip. And you can take your leg and just experiment, kind of stirring that leg in the hip socket, holding it any place that feels like you get a good stretch. Make sure you keep your heart open while you do this, and that you really keep your right foot active to support your knee, no knee pain. And release. And then other side, draw your left knee in, cross your ankle over your knee or your shin over your knee or your knee over your knee. Stretch open through your heart. If you're on the floor, you can interlace your fingers underneath your left thigh. Draw your thigh towards you, your knee away from you, keeping those left toes drawing apart and back. Or you can take that left leg and just stir it around in the hip socket, just exploring. You can hold it in a position that feels like a good stretch. Breathe into it. Big muscles, take some time for them to release. And uncross. And now we're ready for our final resting pose, Savasana. So if you're seated, you get as comfortable as you can. You can go to the sofa or a bed, or roll onto your side on the mat and roll onto your back. If you're lying down, you want a small support probably for your head so your neck can just have its natural curve. and something rolled up under your knees, a pillow under your knees, or if you have access to the chair, you can put your legs up on the chair and just release into the earth. So take a breath, let your shoulders roll out, let your legs roll out. And take a big breath, inhale, open your mouth and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let the weight of your bones sink into the earth. Feel your mouth relax. Let your jaw release. Teeth separate. Tongue is heavy in your mouth. Feel your ears, how your body picks up on the sounds far away in the room, inside of you. Feel your eyes. Let your eyes release from the work of seeing and looking. Just get heavy in the sockets. Relax your brow, your temples. Feel the breath in your nose, the temperature of the air, any aromas. And then feel your skin, the weight of your body on the floor. The texture of your clothing. The air on your skin. Imagine breathing into your skin, just kind of softening the edges. Letting your breath liquefy your body. Subtle waves. Subtle waves of breath. Releasing. Letting your muscles release, your bones release, your mind release. Just absorbing through your senses. Practice of yoga. This time to yourself, in yourself. Thoughts wander, just bring them gently back to your breath. And now start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch. Make your way to your side. Using the strength of your arms, let your head be the last thing to leave. Push up to a seated position on the chair or the floor. And again, just feel your sitting bones on the earth, your spine rising up, your breath. Just feel inside the results of your practice this morning. Draw your hands in front of your heart. We'll end with the sound of Om together. Inhale. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you and have a great day.